realised that there was on the internet that you could sell these Pokemon cards, they had value, you could sell them on eBay, and maybe you could sell them, some would be like €50. And I started to realise that there was kids down the street who had Pokemon cards that they bought, that I could trade for my Pokemon cards, but their Pokemon cards were worth a lot more, so I'd scan them and make money on eBay. And that's where my love for business comes from. Not from scamming, but from, I think Manchester market arbitrage. But anyway, so then a little while later I kind of got into basketball, I got into secondary school, and I kind of I had this thing in my mind, okay, one day I'm going to start a business, I'm going to do something really cool, and I'm going to make a lot of money, because that's what I like. And then I got into secondary school, I was doing my studies, which was still in secondary school, and I was doing my junior cert, and once I was doing my junior cert, I kind of thought, what if I started my own business? Because I heard of all these great founders like Stripe, and Googles, everything like that, and I was like, I'm going to do that, that looks really, really cool. And I had a friend, Ayush, who was doing all this, he was well older than me, but he was winning competitions, going to America, all that stuff, like, I want to do that. So then I was like, okay, I'll start a business. And this was kind of near the release of when ChatGPT came out. And I started to realize I had a problem was that because I was into basketball a lot, so I would look for shoes. And when I was going on these e-commerce stores, I started to realize looking for shoes was actually really painful. And the experience hadn't changed in like 20 years. It'd just been around for ages. Because I'd look for a shoe on Nike.com, I'd go to a category, a subcategory, then I'd scroll through thousands and thousands of shoes to try to find the one I wanted. So I was like, what if I can make a sales assistant taking some of the aspects from a real life sales assistant in like a real store, a brick and mortar store, and apply that with AI into an e-commerce store. And I had no idea how to do this, by the way. I had no idea at all. But I knew I needed somebody who would be, somebody my age, who was more technical, they could code and that kind of thing. And so I was like, okay, this is a cool idea. We're going to do a startup. And I applied to Web Summit to go on the alpha program. Big mistake. I applied, and they were like, oh, that's great. I made a little website, and nothing built. They're like, oh, okay, you can come to Web Summit. And I was like, oh my god, I have nothing. So I found one of my mates. He was like, oh, I can code. And then we started to build a demo. And we ended up making the Web Summit. I had a display there, I was talking to people, I was really out of my comfort zone. But kind of after Web Summit, I made a bunch of connections. And I started to realize that being a founder or a startup founder was not about kind of the lifestyle or kind of the coolness of being a startup founder and explaining to people. It's actually getting a product out that people really, really, really like. And so the original people I started with, I didn't see they were the same fit for what I was trying to build. And we didn't really get along as well, we were having arguments, so I was kind of like, okay, I need a reset. So I started networking with Dog Patch and other events like this. And a lot of people say networking is overrated, but when you're this young and doing something, it's really not, because you can make connections much faster and learn an awful lot more by talking to people and doing it at the same time. Like, my theory is that you can do an awful lot of things and get an awful lot done, but you just like banging on a wall, not realizing that you're making a lot of mistakes. So my theory was, okay, I'll just talk to a lot of people who do startups, figure out what their methodology is, and try something from that. So kind of fast forward a little while, I met some really cool people in the Brazilian community, and kind of now I've kind of got the stage that I'm working with my dad, and I'm working with people like Philippe. And I've got my first pilot now. The lesson there is that it's not about the lifestyle or there's an awful lot of people who are like, oh, it's going to be startup founders, it's going to be cool, it's going to make a lot of money, but it's really about making a product that people really like and iterating fast. And yeah, that's kind of the story now. That's where I'm at. So we'll see where I go from here.
To have that level of direction and drive at age 16, I wish I had that at here.